So, 4 trades to watch for ahead of the August 7th WNBA trade deadline. I think I have seen one of these, and it's a fever one. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't know how I feel about it. If you guys agree with that and you enjoy the content, subscribe. We are trying to hit 55.5k as soon as possible. We're trying to hit that before Caitlin Clark comes back. We are 82 subscribers off that. So anyway, August 7th trade deadline. So, first thing, the Storm add Breanna Mabry to the backcourt. So, you get Alicia Clark, you get off Katie Lou Samuelson, and you give up their 2026 first-round pick. The Storm's own first-round pick? You know what? The Storm have 3 of them. The Storm have 3 of them, but, for me anyway. For me, I think this is a awful trade, because the Storm, why would you have a pick in a year where you don't have a chance? We saw the Sun doing it last year. The Suns, by the way, if the Sun had not made the Breanna Mabry trade, albeit the Sun got a lot closer to finals than the Storm are going to get this year. They were literally 1 game off. And maybe you're not getting injured, they might have won it. However, with this trade, you're not going to trade Mabry again and make the Mabry mistake. At least it's on a 2-year deal, and it's not a 2027 first-round pick. So their own pick is probably going to be 11 or 12. So you're basically trading Breanna Mabry for the 12th pick. You know what? If you're the Storm, you got 3 first, so why not? Why not? In the wake of sending Jewel Lloyd to the Aces, Storm are in an interesting spot heading to the deadline. Seattle is competing for home court advantage in the first round of playoffs and also wants 3 first-round picks. Extra ones coming to the Aces and the Sparks. They're going to be better than the Aces and Sparks, so I don't hate trading their own pick. This could put them in a position to upgrade now while keeping their eye in the future. All-star Brittany Sykes will probably be top on the Storm's wish list, but with the Mystics in playoff position, she might not be available. But there's no such concern with Mabry, who unsuccessfully requested a trade from the Connecticut Sun. And they're 3-20 with her heading towards unrestricted free agency. A deal makes sense. Biggest challenge for Seattle in dealing for a backcourt upgrade with Ariel Atkins of the Sky and her plausible options, creating cap room. They've got $223 of cap space. Geez, I didn't realize it was that bad. They would have to send back a big salary. Inevitably, it would be Clark, who averaged fewer than the 13 minutes per game during their 4-4 stretch. Losing Clark's veteran presence would be painful for the Storm, and everyone involved would surely want a buyout agreement that would allow her to join another contender. If Seattle is serious about winning a playoff series, however, the team could use more scoring threats. Only Storm 5 stars averaging more than 5 points per game. Maybe scored double digits in each of the past 6 seasons would be a huge upgrade with her shooting and playmaking. The problem is that everyone's like, oh, everyone wants a buyout. They owe her all the money. They can't just get rid of her contract. They could have gotten off her contract not too long ago, and you can't just cut Katie Lou Samuelson because she's injured. And maybe deal likely won't recoup what Connecticut gave up to get her midseason from the Sky. A costly pick swap that allows Sky to swap with the Mercury's first-round pick for the Sun, but all but guaranteed to be in the lottery. The Seattle's own first-round pick will likely land outside the top 10. That's better than letting Mabry walk in free agency for nothing. Yeah, I actually don't hate that trade. Edwards returns to Connecticut. Connecticut Sun get Aaliyah Edwards. The Mystics get Bria Hartley, 2026 first-round pick. The worst of Chicago/Phoenix. You mean the worst of Connecticut/Phoenix? It's going to be, the 13th, 14th pick and a 2027 second. If the Mystics make that trade, I actually kind of like the Suns' young core. I do like the Suns' young core. I like Aaliyah Edwards. I like Layla Khan. I like Sanaya Rivers. I don't think JC Sheldon's that bad. I think they are they're in a position where they actually could do okay. It says here, Kendra Andrews and Alex Philippou reported at the start of the month that the Mystics are working to trade Edwards, who's been surpassed the Mystics power forward depth chart by rookie Kiki Iriafen. By the way, I don't think Aaliyah Edwards is that much worse than Kiki Iriafen. Kiki Iriafen is literally, did I call her Fool's Gold? I can't even remember what I called her, but I thought she was going to be a bust. She's a lot better than I thought she was, but her insanity runs over. She's averaging 8 points per game over her last month and a half. When she's played, Edwards has been somewhat more productive this season. She's a year removed from being drafted number 6. If the Sun get the former UConn Huskies star for their post-swap pick, which would be 13th if the season ended today, it would bring a strong addition to their youth movement. Is Aaliyah Edwards better than the 13th pick in the draft? That's the real question. And you're getting Bria Hartley. You know what? It's a first round pick. You're getting 2 more years of a rookie scale deal, a little bit more expensive than Edwards. If I'm Washington, I do it. You at the 13th pick, you can get a player that fits better. I would not be surprised if a Gianna Neepkins is down there. I would not be surprised if they can get something good for that pick. So the expansion draft is one potential incentive for Washington to get what they can now for Edwards. Draft picks don't need to be protected. Opening slot for, that's actually a really good, that makes a lot of sense, because if you are Washington, who are you protecting? You're protecting Sykes. Actually, because teams have to core the unrestricted free agents, you don't have to protect an unrestricted free agent. You probably should, but you don't have to. But you're definitely protecting Austin. You're protecting Citron. You are protecting Austin, Citron. They're letting Melbourne walk already, which is dumb. Iriafen. Sykes. That's 4. I actually have no idea who else they're protecting after 4. Lynx loaded for the playoffs. Lynx get Emily Engstler. Mystics get Diamond Miller. There's no way that Emily Engstler is worth less than Diamond Miller. I really like Emily Engstler, but I also liked what Diamond Miller's done this season, and I think it would be the opposite. I think I genuinely think it would be the opposite. I think it would be Diamond or Engstler and a pick for Diamond Miller. And I wouldn't mind getting a 2027 or 2027 second round pick. It would probably be, to get Diamond Miller, you would probably have to give up Engstler, the second round pick you get, one of the second round picks you get in this, and maybe 2 second round picks, an Engstler for Diamond Miller. Depending on what happens with Edwards, Engstler could be one of the most interesting players to watch the deadline. Averaged 15 points, 9 rebounds, 1.9 blocks per 36 minutes. Engstler was a trade target last offseason, according to league source, with the Mystics rebuffed their offers. They don't play her anymore. Even more so now than Edwards, Engstler's been buried in the Washington depth chart. Saturday was the first time Engstler played more than 6 minutes since July 3rd. She hasn't shot well this season after hitting 47% of her threes last season, a sample size, small sample attempts of 57. She continues to rack up rebounds, steals, and blocks at impressive rates. I think Emily Engstler, I think a lot of teams should be going for Engstler, but I'm sorry, she absolutely sits on the end of the bench, or for the Mystics. They're not giving up major assets for her to sit on the end of the bench. I would love if she still played for the Fever. I think she could do exactly what Chloe Bibby's doing. It has done for the Fever, and I think she can do that at maybe a little bit of a better rate than Chloe Bibby. I think she could be absolutely exceptional for the Indiana Fever. But at the same time, I don't hate it. I don't love it. Not that I don't love it, but at the same time, I don't want them to give up too much for her. You can get her as an unrestricted free agent in the offseason, I think. But, it says here, she's made WNBA minimum. It says they haven't found consistent depth behind Heidemann and Jess Shepard, with a few wing options available to be signed to low-cost contracts. The Lynx could ask Engstler to play on the perimeter. You know what? Fair enough. You can do that. On the other side, Mystics would take a flyer on Miller, the number 2 pick, who totaled just 437 minutes over the past 2 seasons. I think Diamond Miller's had some good games, I think she's had enough good games that I would put more value in Diamond Miller's potential than Engstler right now, but I do think Engstler right now is a pretty damn good player. Last up, the Fever get Maisha Hines-Allen. The Wings get Demiris Dantas and a second round pick. I don't Maisha Hines-Allen's a black hole. She is a black hole. But she's a dog. She's been garbage for the Wings, but I thought she was pretty okay for the Lynx last year. I thought she did an all right job coming off the bench as a backup center. As a backup center for a team that should have won a championship. And she played a lot of minutes in those finals last year because Alana Smith had some injuries. It's kind of her and Dorka Juhas. I genuinely think that this is a... If you have no intention of playing Damiris Dantas, I don't... Look, I think this makes the team better. I don't hate it. Like, maybe Hines Allen could be plausibly on the move. They're getting Maddie Seegers back. After shooting 36% on threes last season, played between the Mystics and the Lynx, she's down to 30% since Hines Allen is a career 35% shooter. Improvement should be expected. Even that down season from Hines Allen has been better beyond the arc than Dantas. Dantas has been terrible from beyond the arc. And Hines Allen can move. She's a dog. She's a better defender. Like, I don't... Like, look, does this make the Fever contenders? No, but, like... Look, Dantas just got a DNP coach's decision against the Chicago Sky's bench, against their B team. Like, we have to be honest here. If we're talking basketball, who is the better player today, Maisha Hines Allen or Damiris Dantas? The answer is Maisha Hines Allen. Like, it says here, as a third post behind stars Aaliyah Boston and Josh Howard, Hines Allen should be an improvement. As a fourth post behind the two of them and Michaela Timpson. And with the Wings 5 games out of the 8 season, getting anything in return would probably make this trade worth it. I don't know if I pull the trigger on this. Because there is a world where Damiris Dantas plays her way back into the rotation and is hitting shots. And if Damiris Dantas is out there hitting shots, Damiris Dantas is suddenly then better, like, is a better player than Hines Allen. But if Damiris Dantas is not hitting shots, Hines Allen does a little bit more. But yeah, that's all. That's the only way I got to say it, because I'm like, I do think there is a world where Damiris Dantas comes back and her at her best is more helpful for this team than Hines Allen at her best. But Damiris Dantas has been terrible this year. She's been absolutely terrible. She looks in shape, but she's been shocking. She had a good season overseas. She had a pretty good, she had an unbelievable America Cup. But at the end of the day, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling the Damiris Dantas, like, so far this year. Look, do I pull the trigger on this trade? If we were playing NBA 2K and there were no relationships and there were no egos involved and it wasn't like Maisha Hines Allen's making a max contract to go sit on the end of the bench and players aren't going to get pissed off and you can control players like a video game, do I make this trade? Yes. But these players are humans. And considering the fact that she's literally looking off Paige Bueckers to shoot her own shot a lot this season, I don't think I could do it. But this is definitely intriguing. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. The only trade that I think makes kind of sense is this one. I don't understand how you would have to give up a pick and Diamond Miller to get Emily Engstler. Emily Engstler barely plays. That doesn't make any sense. As much as I like Emily Engstler, I don't hate this. I don't think you're getting enough back for Leah Edwards in this. Maybe throw in another second round pick. But and this trade also makes it seem like the Mystics aren't trying to miss the playoffs too, and I have a weird feeling the Mystics are trying to miss the playoffs. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.